Alrighty guys, and welcome back to another video where we're going to be walking through and explaining Ghostface real quick. Now this here is my personal favorite build for Ghostface. I find it gives me a lot of success, and a lot of people have been using it in my streams recently, and they have been enjoying the build also. Now straight away, if we're going to be talking about Ghostface's ability, it is called the Night Shroud. Now what does this do? So without looking at all that looks very complicated. I'm going to explain it to you. Ghostface can press the control key and lower himself so he's closer to the ground, harder to see. That is pretty much the only effect of the control key, right? Doesn't hide your heartbeat like the pig's crouch. It just lowers you down. You can do it very, very fast. However, you do have these little bits of things floating around, as you can see behind me, which are going to make it a little bit of an indicator that you're coming if somebody's paying attention. Okay, so that's all really crouch does. The next option is you press the right mouse button. Okay, this is going to be a little complicated to understand. When you press the right mouse button, the red stain in front of your chest disappears, and you have no heartbeat. Yes, it stacks with control. So you press that, then you can crouch and you can walk really low if you wanted. You do suffer a penalty to movement while crouch walking. To use the crouch walking effectively, you can, hide, you can twist, crouch out of jungle gym, to twist, to stand up, to lunge hit. It can be very complicated and hard to explain, but we're not going to explain that right now. Okay, so right mouse button, you will enter your special ability. In your special ability, you have no red stain and no heartbeat until you swing once. When you swing with an M1, you break out of the ability. You do an ambush hit or a stalk hit. However, alternatively, if a survivor turns their camera, not their body, they don't physically need to turn and face you. If they turn their camera and look at you with you in the center of your screen, you will hear a ringing of a bell sound. It kind of sounds like, oh wow, like, putting me on the spot. Shit. Okay, it's a sound that builds up. It goes, and basically while it's building up, you need to take cover. If for whatever reason you don't take cover, your aura will glow white, and the survivor will know they've broken you out of stealth. You will no longer be holding your dagger. I forgot to tell you, Ghostface normally walks with his dagger. When he activates his ability, he runs with his dagger up like this as well. You won't be holding your dagger up, you'll be holding it down. Then when you enter chase, you lift the dagger up again. Okay, it sounds a little bit weird. The red light will appear in front of your chest. You will no longer have no heartbeat, and it will take 30 seconds for your ability to build back. If you were to get a successful hit on a survivor, it'll take 30 seconds for your ability to come back. There are things like the chewed pen, which decrease that. You can run double add-ons to decrease it, and then it becomes about an 18-20 second cooldown between it as well. This being said, what is so good about having no heartbeat? You can use the final part of Ghostface's ability. Much like Michael Myers, Ghostface can stalk. However, Ghostface can stalk from a much further distance than Michael Myers. It doesn't matter if he's close or far, he always gets equal rate, because equal rates are good. He always gets an equal rate. He can stalk multiple targets at once. When he's stalking a survivor, he can do it one of two ways. If he's standing in the open, stalking a survivor takes 5 seconds. If you hurt a survivor while stalking them, the bar resets. If he were to break you out of stalk by looking at you, and your timer resets, he will stay partially stalked. Okay? But if you were to hit that target, he is no longer partially stalked. However, so it takes 5 seconds standing out in the open. Ghostface's special ability, while he's in the shroud, he can lean from behind a wall and peek at a survivor. Peeking at a survivor will allow him to stalk 100% faster. So instead of stalking in 5 seconds, he stalks you in 2.5 seconds to build up the ability, okay? A good Ghostface will stalk you all the way, and then he'll start running at you. And when you turn your camera to look at him, and to snap him out of it, he will then tap the stalk button to enter the enrage, kind of the enrage, the vulnerability. So basically what happens when he's fully stalked you, you're going to be able to look in the bottom left-hand side of the screen, and there's going to be a red circle around your teammate. It is a timer that ticks all the way around like a pig bear trap. While that's ticking around, if Ghostface is to hit that survivor that has been exposed, they go down in one hit. That is the penalty to it. They're not going to die if the time hits 0 like the pig. They just go into dying state if he physically hits them. If he does not hit them, then he has to stalk them again. Very complicated to try and understand. Hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of a light on it. I probably didn't explain it as well as I could have, but if you have any questions, guys, don't hesitate to the live stream. I'll be able to tell you more about Ghostface. Now, what perks do I have here? I have 2 highly recommended builds based on with Ruin and without Ruin on Ghostface. Okay, this is my with Ruin build that gives me a lot of success in rank 1s, and I use it against multiple people with toolboxes. We're looking at Ruin. Okay, Ruin allows a generator to regress 5% if they hit a good skill check. If they hit a great, it regresses about 7 or 8%. This being said, a generator takes 80 seconds to do. At 99.9% of a generator completed, if a survivor were to miss a skill check, that goes back at 4 seconds, stalls a Jenny for 1 second, and then they got to keep working on it. So they have to land that little bit of a great to get no penalty, to get no benefit. So it's really, really good when it lasts. The negative is on a totem that appears randomly on the map. The totem could last 10 seconds. The totem could last 4 minutes. You don't know if it's going to get broken straight away by a survivor or if it's going to stay up. The next perk is what I run for stability. Pop Goes a Weasel, a perk that rewards you the better you play. The more people you down, the more people you hook, the better off this perk is going to help you off. You could just down Jeff, pick him up, hook him, find a generator and kick it. Jennies take 80 seconds to do. At 99.9% of a Jenny completed, a kick of pop will regress at 25%. 25% at 80 is 20, therefore an 80-second Jenny just went down to a 60-second Jenny, and it's regressing as well during that time. Devastating perk. Now, remember how I told you Ghostface's ability is to remove his red light from his body, and he can stalk if he chooses. No red light, no heartbeat. This allows Discordance to kind of shine. I can know there are multiple targets on the one Jenny, anywhere between 2, 3, and 4 survivors on the one Jenny, and I can come around the corner and hit them. Come around the corner and stalk if I choose, if it's at the beginning of the game. It depends on what I want to do. If there's 2 people on the generator at the start of the game and I cannot come from a good line of sight, I'll walk up an M11 and then chase the opposite if I have Sloppy Butcher. If I do not have Sloppy Butcher, then I'll probably try and stalk down 1, and then get Thrilling Tremor to know where the other players are, depending on how many people were on the Jenny in the first place. Discordance is my information perk that I choose on Ghostface. It allows me to get pop maximum value to know where to go and rotate with it as well. The next perk we're going to be looking at here is Sloppy Butcher. But before we finish, quick note on Discordance. Jeff's on the hook. I'm chasing Nia. Discordance activates. I now know where every player is. I might manage to get a hit on Nia. I manage to get a pallet out of Nia and not a hit. I go straight to the other guys with my ability activated, so I have no heartbeat, and then I get a hit on them, or I get a kick or Pop Goes the Weasel. So it's just a very, very good information perk, and it works on every map. It doesn't matter if the generator is 10 meters away. It doesn't matter if the generator is 100 meters away. It'll always activate. When it's activated, the Jenny will glow a greeny yellow color, and it will make periodic sparks and explosions, which will give the killer information of where the generator is that he needs to go towards, or where multiple targets are on. If it was on a generator like the Fractured Cowshed, and I have 4 generators left, 1 in the cowshed and then 3 elsewhere, and I had a guy on Death Hook, I'd probably chase the guy on Death Hook, sacrifice the one at the cowshed, and play off the other things. It depends on how the map is looking. It really depends. If I had 2 near the cowshed and then 1 across the board, I'd probably try and play and protect the cowshed. You generally, when you spawn in as a killer, look around and instantly go, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? Okay, there's a lot of jungle gyms in the middle of the map. I need to get rid of that sooner rather than later. Cool. There's 1 generator on a platform all the way to the left-hand side of the map, and there's 1 to the far right-hand side of the map, and the rest of the map is covered in bamboo. All right, now how can I play off that? Okay, they got the shack loop down there, and they got a hill over there. They're going to see me coming a mile away. I either want to go there at the start of the game because I spawn near it to get a field of view overlook on everyone, or I want to go there to the mid or late game, or when I'm going there with pop. If I go there with pop, the chances are a survivor's working on a safe generator, therefore I'm going to get good pop value, see where he goes and leaves the scratch marks when I come over with no heartbeat, how quickly he can react, etc. And you just walk through your play-by-play to improve on that. Sloppy Butcher is here to make you not want to heal. It takes 32 seconds to self-care. With Sloppy Butcher, it'll take 40 seconds. Now, some people would say run Nurse's Calling, it's a better option. I disagree. I do not look for people healing. This is here to stop you from healing, right? If you're running around injured, I'm not going to stalk and peek a wall and try and stalk you fully to down you. I'm just going to run up and down you in 1 hit. So I pretty much have Devour, Hope, 3 stacks, or Haunted Ground, or even a Hillbilly Chainsaw, whatever way you want to look at it. It's there to stop you from wanting to heal. A lot of Ghost Faces do run Sloppy Butcher, Thanophobia, Nurse's Calling. It's not bad, but I feel you're lacking a lot of the pressure. Remember, my build here is based off no add-ons in the red ranks against Survivor friends in the red ranks. So no add-ons, no form of enhancement, no knowing what map you're going to. The thing about Ghostface is he's decent on every map. There are some maps he's really good at. There are no maps that I can go he's horrible at. Now, do I want to play Ghostface on the mountain? No. It's a shit map, period, for all killers. There's too many bugs and glitchy things. However, it's not one of his worst maps. I mean, it is one of his worst maps, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm playing Nurse on Larry's, I am boned. Do you know? You can still make a play off on it. So he has no real weaknesses, and he does have some really good maps like Hawkins, etc., corridors. And if you know where multiple targets are, you're in a really, really good spot. Now, if I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look at the best add-ons, I'm already going to tell you straight away the Chewed Pen is by far one of the best, if not the best add-on. Whether they break you out of stealth while you're stalking somebody or you hit somebody, this builds up your ability quicker, okay? I believe it is like cuts off 8 seconds or something stupid, 7 or 8 seconds. If you run the brown add-on that goes with it, I think it is a brown one, which also increases it. No, it's right here. All right, it's this one. If you run both of these together, you can get your Shroud up in about... I think I said 18 seconds. You can get your Shroud so much faster, okay? Now, a lot of Ghostface will run around and only Shroud hit, only Shroud hit, only Shroud hit. And that's not bad based on the map as well. Don't get me wrong, that has a huge impact on it if you got lucky with Ruin. But to play Ghostface effective and... well, I think you need to know when to stalk and when not to stalk. Stalking hits are going to be huge for you, because remember, all M1s you do are going to apply the effect of Sloppy Butcher as well. I don't recommend things like Save Best for Last. You could go make your choice, but this is one of the 2 builds that I wanted to point out to you. I'm going to quickly tell you, this here is an amazing map offering for you with this build. No heartbeat, coming around corners, hitting people. But wait, there's more. Hawkins Lab, another amazing map offering for you. You can come flying around corners and hit people. A lot of jungle gyms, a lot of them are unsafe. Any jungle, any map, Shattered Glasses, anything indoors or anything with a lot of line of sight blocking and walls can be really, really good for you. Even a map like, I'm not going to say Father's Chapel, but even a map like the Asylum, there's a lot of walls and you can get some real good positioning and pathing through it as well. Ghostface is a fun and exciting killer when you play him well. Now, another quick pointer out I'm going to say is you can see the cosmetic I'm currently wearing. This is not really a stealth kind of cosmetic. If you want to play Ghostface well, this is generally the look you want to go for. Now, the blood is the hardest to see out of all his cosmetics in the game. I'm not going to tell you it makes you invisible. It makes you harder to see. And this mask here, the silver mask, actually reflects kind of light. So if I'm in bamboo stalking, it reflects a green on my face, making it harder for me to see. I'm not going to say you can't see him, he's not there. No, you can still see him. It gives you that little bit of a tactical advantage if you're going. But if you want to go loud and proud, hey, I feel you. Alright, so now the other build I was going to point out. So that there, I would say, is probably the best Ghostface you could possibly have on that map. However, some people turn around and go, Goose, if you're going to the game, why not run Thanatophobia, Nurse's Calling? You're right. I would keep Sloppy. I'd probably take off Pop for Nurse's Calling. I probably would. I'd definitely keep Discordance. A lot of people would say, just get rid of Discordance and keep Pop. No, Discordance is the key to this build. The Discordance is a god tier perk on killers that can remove their heartbeat. Or just lower their heartbeat. It's even good on killers that can't do that. It's just, I run it on Nurse, for example. It's just, in case you were ever curious, my top 5 favorite perks of all time in Dead by Daylight is, for killer that is Pop Goes the Weasel, Discordance, Thrilling Tremor, Infectious Fright, and Surge. A lot of people might disagree with that, but they're my 5 favorite perks, and they're the perks that work really well for me and my playstyle and allow me to 4K the majority of my games. Alright, so if we're going to have a look at this other build, remember how I recommended 2 builds to you, one with Ruin and one without Ruin? This one, a lot of people are going to turn around and go, oh, I don't know about that, Goose, because you're going to notice I'm running Haunted Ground, but there's a catch with my Haunted Ground. So pretty much if it glows, it goes with survivors. If they see a totem that's lit, they generally break it. This is my build. A lot of people will turn around and go, I don't know, Goose, they're not going to break your dull totem. I've ran this build about 30 games, and I can say it's been broken about 26 games, and I've got good value out of it about 18, 19 games where I've downed more than 2 people. So I actually think that is a really, really good build. There is no luck in it at all. I guess the only luck you could refer to is Haunted Ground. If you want to get rid of Haunted Ground and make your choice, do it. You want to put on Devour Hope instead, do it. You want to put on Ruin, not really going to help you too much, you could do that as well. You want to put on Sloppy Butcher, I guess, but this here is to force them into the map, and if they are not able to do generators and they see a totem, they almost always break the totem. I'm telling you right now. If ever a generator is sealed and they see a totem, totem goes. And that there is just where the snowball comes into play, being able to value your chases. You could take out Discordance for Barbecue and Chili. I don't recommend Barbecue. Thrill, which is a Ghostface actual perk. However, remember how I told you my build if I was versing multiple toolboxes? So let's go back here real quick. You could go Surge Surveillance on your Ghostface. Surge is really good if you kick a Jenny, wait around a corner and hide because you know somebody's going to come in and tap it, and then you come back in. But that there is about time management, and I don't like camping or waiting for a time play like that. Sometimes you gotta camp, it happens, but at the same time, I'd rather put pressure out on the board, etc. So if we're going to be looking here, this final perk, I did originally have Sloppy Butcher. I do recommend Sloppy Butcher. You can run I'm All Ears. I'm All Ears isn't bad with Bamboozled. It sounds weird, but I'm All Ears Bamboozled combo on both Ghostface and Demogorgon is really, really good. However, I don't like running two items based on that build. I personally would trade this final perk out for an amazing perk, which I think is better than Barbecue and Chili, which you guys are all going to already know as Thrilling Tremor. I would run this if I couldn't understand where to go throughout the board. I could trade out Discordance for Sloppy Butcher if I wanted, but I'd prefer Discordance and Thrill. I'm going to know where multiple targets are. If a Jenny's popping, and then I, hooked David, I can see one player on that gen, and I know there's two players there. I now know all the information on the board. Where do I go? Where's that generator? Is there pallets around that? Where's that generator? Is that going to power the exit gates? Is it in front of an exit gate? Have I eaten the pallets near it? Does it have good windows? Does this have good windows? Is this in the middle of a field? Can I block line of sight over there while using my ability? You got to think about all those kind of plays. I really think Thrilling Tremor is great. This is a fantastic build all round. I'm not going to lie to you. Some people would say it's counterintuitive to run both of these, but with experience and practicing with them, give it a go. Try them both, and you'll be able to understand where I'm coming from with that kind of combo. But all in all, I do step away from Surveillance for Sloppy Butcher for the reason that a lot of people won't heal, or they'll stall out gens by healing. Much better than the alternative or running Thanophobia, and obviously Pop Goes the Weasel is better than Thanophobia. Some people would say the 16% slower Jenny work, but I say the 25% regression is much better than that based on how good you are playing the killer. You obviously get rewarded the better you play with Pop Goes a Weasel. Alrighty guys, that's going to be all for this week's video on Ghostface. If you guys learned something, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. We do try and teach you as much as we can on YouTube. You guys can be able to see some awesome Ghostface YouTube content that I've popped up there showing you how to use his ability if it was a little complicated for you guys to understand. Or you can pop over to the live stream where I stream Dead by Daylight 5 days a week, and you can come say good day to the beautiful people at Twitch chat and hang out with us. It's a pleasure to see you here, and I will see you in the next video. See you in the fog.